a music program, dessin animé, cartoon, jeu télévisé, game show. La météo is weather forecast, documentaire, documentary, okay, une émission de sport, a sports program. Les publicités is adverts. And feuilleton is a soap opera. Les infos is news. And a magazine pour les jeunes means a young people's program or teenage program, etc. We then, after that, looked at books. Okay, so for example, les magazines also means magazines. So for example, les magazines de foot, football magazines. Les bandes dessinées, remember, is comic books. Les livres means books. Okay, and les livres d'horreur, horror books, and so on. Third main category was then looking at films. So for example, un film, it means a film, believe it or not. Un film policier, a police drama type of film, and un film de guerre, a war film, un film d'art martial, martial arts film, une histoire d'amour means a love film, a love story, and so on. And then we started to look at opinions. J'aime les films. Better to do it into plural, yeah? So j'aime les films d'horreur. I like horror films, plural. J'adore les livres de science-fiction. I love science fiction books, and so on. And les émissions meaning programs. So turning into plural and then giving a reason, car or parce que meaning because. So, as I said before, looked at opinions, did we not? So, for example, affreux, terrible, horrible, amusant, fun, éducatif, educational, and so on. So we learn how to say, for example, j'adore, I love, j'aime, I like. Could put in the verb like regarder, I love watching, or j'aime lire, I like reading, blah, 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 parce que, because, say, it is. And so we had these words, yeah, intéressant, interesting, super, super, génial, great, and so on. Okay, to get more points, get in words like assez, quite, très, very, vraiment, really, trop, too, or too much, yeah, trop ennuyeux, too boring, and so on. So that's the next stage of the process, if you like. Then we looked at making our opinions more sophisticated, if you like. So, j'apprécie, I appreciate. Ça m'intéresse, it interests me, blah, blah, blah. Je préfère, I prefer. J'essaie de, I try to. Je voudrais, I would like. Je devrais, I ought to, I need to. Suivre, follow. So we combine these with these. Regarder, watch. Voir, see. Jeter un coup d'œil sur is throw a glance at. So that's to throw a glance at. Écouter, to listen. Éviter, to avoid. Then we got the TV programs, which we know already. And then we put in time phrases to make the phrases, you know, the opinions really sort of kind of fuller, if you like. Souvent, often. Tous les jours, every day. Régulièrement, regularly. Quand je peux, when I can. Le matin, in the morning, le soir, in the evening. Plus souvent, more often. Moins souvent, less often. Okay, because, parce qu'en car, ça me permet de, it permits me to. C'est une bonne idée de, it's a good idea to. C'est amusant de, it's fun to. Il est important de, it is important to. Je devrais, I ought to. Ça me donne la possibilité de, it gives me the possibility to améliorer mon éducation, improve my education. Me tenir au courant, keep me up to date. Varier ce que je regarde, variate what I watch. Me détendre le soir, relax me in the evening. Savoir ce qui se passe dans le monde, to get to know what is going on in the world. Suivre le football, etc. Follow football, and so on. Then we had a look at this opinion chart here, which is a sort of smaller version of the one that you were actually given. So, je lis, I read, or je regarde, I watch. J'aime lire, I like reading. J'aime regarder, I like watching, and so on. Je ne lis pas, I don't read. Or je ne regarde pas, I don't watch, and so on and so on and so on, yeah? And then you got your various types of books down here. We could have put films, etc. in there, or TV programs, giving reasons why. Because je les trouve prenants, I find them gripping. J'apprends en les lisant, I learn while reading them, yeah, or I learn while watching them. Ils contiennent trop de violence, they contain too much violence. Ils me font rire, they make me laugh. Elles me font rire, if it's referring to a feminine object, they make me laugh. Blah, 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 blah. We had a look at the near future, so we're talking about grammar, more explicit grammar here, if you like. So, time phrases here to start us off. Demain, tomorrow. La semaine prochaine, next week. Plus tard, later. So, breakdown of aller. Je vais, I'm going to. Il va, he's going to. Elle va, she's going to. On va, one is going to, or we are going to. Tu vas, you are going to, if you're talking to a friend. Nous allons, we are going to. Vous allez, you are going to, if you're talking to someone more formal. And ils, elles vont, they are going to. Then you have the infinitive dictionary form of the verb coming straight after. So I'm going to drink, boire, to drink. Jouer, to play. Se coucher, go to sleep. Avoir, to have. Me lever, get up. Okay, that would, by the way, just go with je vais. I am going to get myself up. Okay, you would have to replace me with se for these two particularly. Parler, to speak. Faire, to do. Aller, to go. Aimer, to like. Être, to be. Arriver, to arrive. And répéter, to repeat. So I've just sort of picked some random near futures there. Okay, just have a look in your books to check for some more. Okay, that's how you form the near future, ladies and ladies. Then we had a look at the perfect tense, which I know you've done until whatever, you know, you sort of a bit sick and tired of it doing it at middle school, etc. First of all, we looked at those that take avoir, so we needed to know the breakdown of avoir. J'ai, I have. Tu as, you have. Il a, elle a, he or she has. On a, one has. Nous avons, we have. Ils, elles ont, they have. Vous avez, you have. All right? That's the first thing we had to do. And know, yeah? Once you knew the breakdown of avoir, you then needed to know how to form the past participle that comes straight after it. Yeah, so j'ai, I have. Manger, I have eaten. So here we have the er. If they're regular, these are all regular examples down to here. Er, take off the r and put an accent over the e, like so. Yeah, j'ai joué, I have played, or I played. Il a nagé, he has swum, or he swam. Yeah, elle a écouté, she has listened to, or she listened to, and so on. Okay, and then down here we have the IR verbs. Just take off the R if it's regular, and RE replace with a U. Okay. We then sort of covered the fact though that some of them are irregular. Okay, so for example, voir, V-O-I-R, changes to vu. J'ai vu, I have seen or I saw, which is quite useful in terms of the media, watching films, so on. J'ai pris, I took or I have taken. Okay, j'ai eu, I have had, I had. Il a fait, he has done or he did. Elle a bu, she has drunk or she drank. Nous avons dit, we have said or we said. However, we must remember that some verbs take être. Okay, all right. So they don't take avoir. So we have to start off with je suis, literally I am. Tu es, you are. Il est, elle est, he or she is. On est, one is, or we are. Nous sommes, we are. Vous êtes, you are. Ils, elles sont, they are. Okay. So a select group, particularly shows movement. So here are some of the past participles that go with être. So we got je suis, tu es, etc. The breakdown of être down there. Je suis allé, I have gone or I went. Je suis arrivé, I have arrived or I arrived. Monter, je suis monté, I've gone up. Rentrer, re-enter or come back. Rester, stayed, and so on. Now, the key feature that we've got to bear in mind here is that they agree with whoever's doing the action. So, je suis, if the person talking there is female, then you have to add on these e's down here. Okay. Male, you won't be adding on the e. Likewise, plural, you have to add on an s. And if it's an all-female group, then you have to add on e and s. Okay. Partir, means to leave, sortir means to go out. Okay, so these are past participles of that. Okay. Then we talked about link words, time words, connecting words, whatever you want to call them, that go in front of those perfect tense phrases, yeah? It doesn't necessarily have to be perfect tense, it can be other tenses as well. So, d'abord, first of all, ensuite, next, puis, then, enfin, finally, après ça, after that, alors, so, cependant, however, hier, yesterday, hier matin, yesterday morning, hier soir, last night or yesterday evening, la semaine dernière, last week, il y a 2 heures, 2 hours ago, remember, il y a hours ago, le week-end dernier, last weekend, okay. Other words as well, mais, but, car, because, le week-end dernier, have I got that twice? Yes, I have. Sorry about that. Okay, sais-tu. Then we talked about putting it into the context of actually writing a text, particularly in the past tense. So, the week-end dernier, last weekend, je suis allé au cinéma. I went to the cinema avec mes amis, with my friends. On a vu, we saw, whatever the film is. C'est un film d'horreur. It's a horror film. Mon copain, ma copine, boy or girlfriend, adore les films d'horreur. Loves horror films, parce que, or car, because. On a quitté, we left. On a pris, we took. On est arrivé, we arrived. On a mangé, we ate. Mais moi, but me, j'ai mangé, blah, blah, blah. On a bu, we drank. Ensuite, next, j'ai acheté, I bought les CDs. Et on est entré and we came in at such and such an hour. Le film a fini, the film finished at. On a attendu, we waited for. Un bus, a bus, d'habitude, usually. J'ai beaucoup aimé, I liked a lot, blah, blah, blah. So these are kind of random in a way, but basically you have to put time to link up the linking words or the connecting words with past participles and the use of the perfect tense. Yeah? We then talked about the imperfect tense, which is basically to talk about things that you used to do constantly in the past, but you no longer do. Whereas the perfect tense, we're talking about one-off events like things that you did last weekend and so on. So, quand j'étais petite, when I was little. Quand j'étais jeune, when I was young. Quand j'avais 5 ans, when I was 5 years old. Notice avait because age you use avoir. So tense is called the used to tense. So for example, you have a stem here, and these are the endings that you put or add to it. So, je regardais, I used to watch. Tu regardais, you used to watch. Il regardait, he used to watch. So by the same token with lire, to read. Je lisais, L-I-S-A-I-S. I used to read. Tu lisais, you used to read, and so on. Okay, so quand j'étais petite, when I was little, je lisais, I used to read les livres d'horreur, horror books. Yeah. Then we had a look at other forms. So, nous regardions, we used to watch. Ils regardaient, they used to watch. By the same token, nous lisions, we used to read. Nous lisait. Vous, ils lisaient, I do apologise. They used to read, and so on. The other grammar point we looked at was the object pronouns. Yeah, the idea that in French you have the subject, like he, my brother, she, and so on. And then the object pronoun also goes in front of the verb, or directly in front of the verb. That's the key thing to remember. Okay, that is the verb there, and so on. So, il les regarde, he watches them, souvent, often. Okay, and sorry, that shouldn't even be there. That's going to confuse things because that is what the them is referring to. To get rid of that. Okay, now, and then obviously, mon frère ne la regarde pas du tout. My brother doesn't watch it.